Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talks with Tina, where we are pursuing our most true and authentic self by what? Uncovering our roots. So, in the spirit of getting straight to the point, I lied. The hair is giving, it's time to wash. That's why we have a hat on. Earrings are giving auntie. Anywho, now, in the spirit of getting straight to the point, this thing is going to bother me. Today's topic is healing takes time. I have really been sitting with this topic for well over a month, and every time I tried to sit and make this video or put the video out that I previously made, I just felt like there was something missing, right? And so I think I finally got to a point to understand really what the healing is and the time that it truly takes, because obviously I've been going on a healing journey, but I think it goes beyond that. So the last time I made this video, I was really trying to give an excuse to show y'all my tattoo, and it just wasn't cutting it. But I've been sitting with this reminder of the scar on my neck, right? And so when I say healing takes time, I've truly come to understand that it's beyond just the healing journey of the breakup. Everybody knows that this is why this Talks with Tina journey has started, is because of the breakup. But it is truly beyond just one singular thing. So as I was saying, I had this scar on my neck, and if you don't know, if you haven't been following Talks with Tina, so on and so forth, this is from a full needle biopsy, and this scar was basically to determine if I had cancer or not. I had a big old lump in my neck, and they removed it. So over time, I didn't realize how much this process hurt me, and how much it traumatized me, truly. And so when I began to understand that healing takes time, this scar on my neck is now the scar that reminds me of what once was, right? And I feel like, how do we full circle this? How do we make it make sense to your life? I talk about scars and wounds all the time. When I first got surgery, I sat there and I said, oh my gosh, I got surgery. You guys pray for me. You guys pray for me. But I wasn't like truly broadcasting it, but those who were around me knew that I was just like, oh, look, oh, my scar. And it was constant questioning, like, oh my gosh, like, what happened? How does it feel? Da-da-da-da. But the moment that I truly began to embrace my healing and know that the healing process takes time, people stopped questioning my scar because it began to be a part of me. And so I think the moral and the gist of what I'm trying to say is that, yes, you have scars, yes, you have wounds, but the healing process takes time. And instead of focusing on the pain and instead of focusing on the wound and why the wound is there, start to embrace the healing process. And once you embrace the healing process, then you'll begin to understand that the thing that once hurt you is now, it's going to heal and make you better. You feel what I'm saying? So this scar is just a reminder of what was. And now I'm embracing the new. Instead of there being a massive lump in my neck, I have just a tiny, minute scar. Instead of there being pain, thank God that I didn't really experience pain during this time. But the pain and the reminder, I could move my neck and be free now. And so I think what I'm trying to get at is that sometimes we get so stuck on what was. So again, I don't want to be so insensitive, but like if you were in a relationship, abusive relationship or something of that sort, that instead of the reminder of the scar being, like, oh, I don't really know how to, tie that without sounding insensitive, because I feel like either way it's going to come out insensitive. Basically, embrace the healing process. Once you embrace the healing process, no one will question you no more of what was. Like at one point we want so much attention on the scar and the wound, because the wound is present instead of the scar. The scar means that it's healing, right? So we focus on the wound, and then we just have open wounds all over the place because we want constant attention to the wound, and we don't want the scab that's going to cover the wound to come in and begin the healing process. We're going to constantly pick over the scab and interrupt the healing. And then you know what's going to happen when you begin to interrupt the healing? You get infected, and then we're just walking around as infected people. I am feeling glory on this because it's just such a heaviness of like, people are afraid, and I've had this in my other video, but now it's just become a present thing that many people are beginning to talk about, people I'm close with, is that we don't want true healing. Like most people don't want true healing, and I hate to say it because a lot of people don't. They don't want true healing. They want somebody to address their wounds. They don't want somebody to acknowledge the scar. What does that scar mean? I now have a scar. I don't have an open wound. The scar means that I am free from what once was and not what's present. And so I think now, if we can full circle this, how do we make it make sense to you? Like, stop uncovering your wound. Stop uncovering the scabs. Let your wound heal, because then you'll be able to acknowledge, like, this is a part of me. If I don't sit here and identify, like, hey, I have a scar, no one will sit here and be like, look at her neck. Look at that. But if I continue to dwell in what was and say, wow, do you guys see this? You will know that I just had a full needle biopsy. I don't have cancer, so I'm not going to dwell in the fact that I have a scar. This was to discover what was. What is what's present. And what's present is that I don't have cancer. My body is free. My healing, the process has taken its course, and therefore I now have a scar. Allow your wounds to become a scar, and do not sit there and dwell with the infection. And I felt glory on that. People, please. Again, how do we make it make sense? How do we apply it to your life? Begin to heal. Healing takes time. No one said it's going to take 5 seconds, 5 weeks, 5 months. It can take 5 years. But do not dwell in the process of the wound. Dwell with the process of healing. You see the scab. The scab will begin to create new skin. Create new skin, because guess what? When you begin to heal, you become new. When something becomes new, when something is healed, it's becoming new. Focus on what's new. You do not have to be your wound. Become your healing. Become your healing. Allow the healing to make you new. Allow the healing of your heart to make you new. Allow the healing of your mind to make you new. Begin to heal in the places where your wounds are open and infected. Go get some peroxide for your life. Go get some healing in your life, so that you are not walking as an infected wound. I feel that so powerfully, because I feel like oftentimes we want to soak in our disappointment. We want to soak in our despair. We want to soak in our pity. And that's why we're truly afraid to heal. Some people look at me and, like, I've literally gotten questions. What advice would you have for somebody who is trying to embrace the healing journey? And that's truly where this topic came from, is that healing takes time. Nobody said it's going to be the easiest thing. In fact, it's quite hard. It is hard, but I choose my heart. I'd rather my heart be that I'm becoming healed. I'd rather my heart be that I'm becoming whole. I don't want my heart to be that I'm being infected by the wounds that have the time and the space and the whatever you want to call it to begin to be new. I don't want to be in the pits of my own despair, because I want somebody to acknowledge and validate constantly that I was hurt. I know I was hurt. I know, like, if we're speaking in the breakup sense, I know I was hurt, but guess what? I also have the option to be healed. I know I have the option to be whole. So take the time to not just want to be validated by your pain, be validated by your healing. I want people to acknowledge me for my healing, not for my hurt. You feel what I'm saying? So how do we full circle this? How do we make it make sense? Begin to heal. Healing takes time. Allow the process to make you new. Don't sit there and soak, or sulk as in S-U-O-K, but don't dwell so much in the hurt. The hurt exists, but begin to understand why the scar is present. We don't want an open wound. We want a scar. I want the scar. My scar is a part of me. It's not to say that it's gonna go away. The event, the happenstance didn't go away. It's just now a part of me. And guess what? I have a reminder of why I've overcome that. I have a reminder as to the things that I'm not any longer. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have cancer in my body. I don't have anything. This is just a reminder of what I've been through and what I've overcome. So begin to overcome, guys. And I think that's the chat. Do not dwell in your pain. Healing takes time. Allow the healing process to make you new. Allow the healing process to give you a fresh start. Allow the healing process to eliminate the old and bring in a new form of skin for you. Go and embrace the new skin that you have. And I think that's the chat.